Hi, this is another item that we do not have samples of on our website at queenhomeschool.com. So I want to take a couple minutes and just show you what it's like inside, because we do have a lot of people asking what it's like inside. This is our student planner, and many different cover choices are available for you to choose a different one for each child so that they can each have one that reflects their interests or their personality. Inside they are identical. The outsides are all different. So everybody can have their own. And when they're laying around the house, you'll know whose is whose by what picture is on the cover. So I want to show you what they're like inside. So in the very front, we have a note to the parent how to use this resource, and it's very flexible to use the student planner. You can use it in a couple different ways, which I'm going to describe, and you'll want to use it slightly differently for different ages of children too. So the first two-page spread that we see, and this encompasses the majority of the book. First, we have notes for the week and a blank page. Down at the bottom, we have a Bible verse, study to show thyself approved unto God. Okay, this section right here, the blank section, is for you to write notes of encouragement for your child, maybe a field trip or a special event or activity for that week, maybe a co-op class, maybe just maybe a memory verse that you're working on memorizing together. Something like that is what's going to go on this side. This side is the part that goes throughout the whole book. Actually, both of them do, but there's enough for 180 days, which is an entire school year. And what you have here is, zoom in a little bit, okay? You have a couple different columns. The first column up here says school subject or title of book. And so what I write here, it depends. I've done it different ways. Sometimes I would write Bible, spelling, math, grammar, that sort of thing down here, okay? Sometimes I'll write the title of the book. Language lessons for the very young, learning to spell through copy workbook A, pictures in cursive primer. Whatever it is that my child is doing, I'm going to write either the title or the subject down this column right here. Okay, over here you see the days of the week, and they are listed day 1, day 2, day 3, because not everybody does Monday through Friday school, which that's perfectly fine. Okay, and then you have boxes here where your child is going to check off each day when they complete each subject. Sometimes you have a child that's not yet reading, and so you are going to check them off for that child. So what this allows you to do as the parent and the child is to look, it allows the child to look and see, okay, what do I still have to do? I was doing school with my son this morning. We're still schooling through the summer since we travel around the country speaking at homeschool conventions. So today I look to see what has Jeremiah done today. Okay, I see he's done his Bible, he's done his language lessons. Oh, he hasn't done his science yet. So that's what I look, say, Jeremiah, you still need to do your science. Okay, that also allows Jeremiah, who's in 9th grade, to be able to be accountable to himself and look at that and say, oh, I see I haven't done my science yet, so I need to do that. So that's how that works. Every day, you as a parent, when I was still homeschooling all 6 of my kids, it was very nice to have this resource because I could look and see, okay, who hasn't done what yet or who has finished what. And then I might say, oh, Evan, I see you haven't done your math. And Evan says, oh yeah, I was waiting for you to come and help me with that. Okay, so different scenarios there. You can see how this fits. So that's what the majority of this book is. But in the very back of each book, we have a different section that looks like this, and it's a log list. It's a list for you as a parent or your child to write down all of the books that that child reads. Many states, such as Pennsylvania, where we live, require us as homeschoolers to keep a daily log of instructional materials made contemporaneously with instruction. For us, that's a fancy name for a book list. So what we have on our log list is the books that we've used. Actually, I have the school books listed here too. I might have Every Herb-Bearing Seed, Discovering History, The Ancient World, Language Lessons for the High School Student Volume 2, whatever it is that we're using, I have those on this list. I also have any additional books that he may have read this year. From Egypt to Canaan, different books like that. So any fiction books, any newspapers, magazines, anything that child reads, any educational videos watched, library books, any of that stuff goes on the log list so that you have a handy reference. It allows you not just to have that reference, but to be able to see where your weaknesses and strengths are. So maybe, you know, especially when you have different kids that you're homeschooling. I know my daughter Kylie, who writes some of our books now, was a very avid reader and still is, but she would have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books that she read on her book list. And when I was homeschooling 6 kids, I would look at their book list and I would say, okay, so-and-so Kylie has read hundreds and hundreds of books. And then I might look at someone else's book list and say, well, this one hasn't read very many books this year. Not that I was comparing them to this child who just loves to read, but in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this child needs to read a little bit more. So it would allow me to glance and see which of them had a longer list than others and which of them might need a little more prompting to read some more. So that's the student planner. Very simple to use. Many, many, many different cover choices: horses, dogs, flowers, beaches, all sorts of different things. So go on queenhomeschool.com. Under the parent resources, you'll find the student planners. You can choose the covers that are best fit for each of your children.